Hello and welcome to Introduction to Small Business Productivity, automating your business so you can do more of what you love. I'm Maizie Clarke. As a small business owner and solo entrepreneur since 2016, I am very familiar with the struggle of running a business while doing the work that I love. I know you probably didn't start your business so that you could write emails, update websites, and take care of all the other administrative tasks that comes with running a business. You probably started your business the same reason I started my business. I wanted to make money for doing the work that I loved. Over the years, I've taught myself productivity and automation strategies so that I can do more of the work that I love, have happier clients, and make more money. I can't wait to share all of this knowledge with you. Let's get started. So let's talk business and workflows. When I am talking about workflows, what I mean is simply a chain of events that can be repeatable. And since workflows typically can be repeatable and predictable, they are perfect for automation. So let's talk about how we can go about identifying the workflows in your business. This could be a variety of different workflows. This could be shipping and receiving. This could be marketing. This could be new sales. This could be customer development. For this first exercise, I would urge you to kind of take a look at your customer experience. And there are a couple reasons why I'd like to first start with a customer experience workflow, and that is because A, super important to your business. If you don't have customers and clients, you're not going to have any business. And also it's a system or a workflow that you know very well. You know all of the steps that a customer goes through in order to work with you or to buy your product. So this is a really great way to analyze that and improve upon it. So this is an exercise I like to use in my own business, and it's a way to identify different workflows in your business. What I would recommend doing is to start with a blank page. Divide that blank page into 3 columns. Our first column is going to be our workflow steps. This is where I want you to write down each and every step, including how do these steps transition. If a client finds your Instagram and explores your Instagram, can they access products or services right there, or do they have to navigate to your website? Do they reach out via email for a quote? Think about all of the different steps leading up to the sale and how that works right now. And on this sheet, I want you to write down the ideal, what you would love this experience to be, and go through every single step. So are they reaching out for a custom quote? Are they purchasing via e-commerce? Think about all of the different steps, including what happens after the purchase. Are they receiving a shipping email? What's in that shipping email? Are they receiving a follow-up after the transaction is done to ask for a referral or a review? This is where you can kind of dream big about what you want this experience to be. And so on that first column, write down all of your workflow steps. And in the second column, I want you to identify where you can infuse your brand voice. You can add extra value, and you can also show your authority and knowledge, and also your enthusiasm for the product or service that you're selling. So these 2 columns are super helpful just to get everything out on paper. And I always recommend doing it actually pen to paper, because when you're on the computer, I find myself kind of worried about formatting and what it looks like, all of that. And then in the third column, that column is reserved for automations. And you might not be able to fill this out completely, but hopefully you'll be able to start thinking about it after this class is complete. In the class resources, I have a Google Doc if you are against doing pen to paper, as well as a completed workflow with workflow steps and all the brand voice and values and considerations filled out so you can kind of see what my thinking is, as well as how I automate. So this is an actual sales process that I use in my own business. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a jumping off point, kind of to see one that's done. So now that we have sort of a strategy of how we're going to outline our workflow, how we're going to infuse our brand voice and our values, I want to start talking about the automation apps and programs that I use in my own business. These are ones that I use almost daily and definitely on a weekly basis. This is not an exhaustive list. There are a lot of different apps and systems that you can use, but I just want to give you all a jumping off point. So a task software. I personally use Asana, and I treat it as command central. If it's not an Asana, it doesn't get done. I personally do not keep any actionable items in my email. It all gets assigned and moved to Asana. My recommendation is to create a draft or template project in your task software so that when you do start a new project, you will already have those milestones and steps that need to be completed for a successful project. And this can be pulled from that previous exercise of outlining those steps. I love Calendly, and you will too if you ever need to schedule time to meet with clients or really anyone. Calendly serves as a way that empowers people to schedule time on your calendar. You integrate your Google Calendar and set times that you're available to meet, and your clients will be able to use Calendly to schedule time. You can set up a questionnaire so that anyone who is scheduling can provide you with information ahead of your meeting. You can even embed this in your website so your clients can book directly. This is a great way to give people access to your calendar, and then with that questionnaire that you send ahead of time, both parties know that they're going to be prepared for the meeting. Recording software. So I use Loom. I'm a big fan of Loom, and in fact, I'm using Loom right now to record this class. Loom gives you the ability to record yourself and your screen at the same time. This is a great tool to create short videos you can use on the internal side of the business, like when you want to document how your business uses certain tools and programs, or on the client-facing side, maybe a client is wondering where to access something on your website. Loom saves all of this you can save all of this in your Loom account and send them to team members and clients. I use Flowdesk for my email marketing. Their templates are beautiful and easy to use. And even better, Flowdesk has built-in workflows which lets you automate new newsletter signups and follow-ups. For instance, I have a full-page opt-in for clients who are interested in learning more about my wholesale program. Once that prospective client signs up for the email newsletter, they automatically receive an email with my wholesale brochure, and then 2 days later, they receive a follow-up email that contains a link to my Calendly link to set up a time to chat and answer any questions. And the best part, all of this runs automatically. I don't have to do one thing. Automation software. Zapier is amazing. Zapier is kind of this app that connects all other apps. And I think the best way to explain Zapier is to give you an example of how it works. I use Zapier to create a workflow that starts when I receive an order from my online shop. Once the order is placed, I receive an automatic email. And once that email hits my email inbox, that email is automatically archived and a task is created in Asana. And all of that is done by the Zap or workflow that I created in Zapier. I have included a list of resources of some ideas of how you can use Zapier because there's so many different examples and apps to connect. Now that we have an overview of some of my favorite productivity and automation software and apps, let's talk about streamlining your Gmail inbox. Keeping up with email can be a huge time commitment in your business, And being slow to email back or being unorganized can cause you to lose business and clients. Let's talk about some strategies to manage your email so that your clients are happy and you are stress-free. First, I want to talk about your email signature. This is a wonderful place to set expectations, office hours, upcoming vacations, or out of office. This is also a great way to include a link to your Calendly calendar. Maybe you are emailing back and forth and it's just simply easier to hop on a phone call and chat it through. So you might want to put a link in your email signature for a 15-minute quick call. Your email signature is also a really great way to infuse some personality and some enthusiasm about your business. Maybe you want to showcase your latest PR shout out or a product launch that's coming up. My recommendation for email signatures is don't overdo it. Pick and choose wisely on this, and don't overload your signature. This is a great way to add value and give your clients access to information. Vacation responders. Not only for vacation. You may have some really busy times when an autoresponder makes the most sense for you and your clients. For me, October through December is incredibly busy. So I put on my out of office so that anyone who emails me during that time gets an autoresponder that has links to FAQs and ordering deadlines. My goal here is to anticipate clients' questions and concerns during this time. But just like the email signature, use this strategy sparingly and wisely. So in the class resources, I have provided several different documents. One is sort of required reading for automation and productivity. The first one is Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek. This was a book I read maybe a year or so ago, and it really got me thinking about ways that I can automate and add, where I can automate different things in my business. Another book that I would recommend is Getting Things Done by David Allen. He has a great system for getting all of the ideas and thoughts out of your head and put into a physical system so you can sort them and take action on them. Third book is The E-Myth Revisited by Michael E. Gerber. He suggests setting up your business as if you were going to franchise it. I'm never planning on franchising my business, but the idea behind that is so great in terms of automations and productivity. It's setting your business up to run with the lowest level of talent and expertise. So again, it has this great spirit of productivity and automation and documentation in your business. So those are some books that I would really recommend, as well as Zapier. I would sign up for their email newsletter and read their blog. I always find something new and helpful. I would like to leave you with a couple of thoughts. Don't get overwhelmed. And once you're in this mindset of productivity, you're going to start seeing a lot of opportunities to automate and streamline. But don't try to take it all on at once. Take it one process at a time, live with it, examine it, and change it. You're not going to be able to get it right the first time, but you can't improve upon a system that doesn't exist. I would also recommend setting a time in your calendar to examine automations and see how you can add more automations. I would suggest starting with 30 minutes or an hour every month so you don't get overwhelmed. So that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed our time together, and here's to a more productive and automated business life. Thanks so much.